This is Henry Roque with Certified Home Professionals, and we're doing a sewer camera inspection for 2275 Shaylin Drive. We will be running a sewer camera from a 4-inch cleanout located at the rear of the property. So as we introduce our inspection camera through the cleanout, our goal would be to try to reach the public sewer channel. We will be looking for major defects such as root intrusions, breaks, damages, offsets, standing water, and major buildup. As we go into the sewer line, we can see that we have a vitrified clay material. At the top of the screen, we can see that the clay has a small offset. An offset basically is when the two sewer lines are no longer aligned at the joint. It's basically telling us that these sewer lines are no longer properly connected. Typically, the reason for an offset is going to be either roots that are pushing up to the pipe or the earth or soil underneath that sewer line has shifted and causing the sewer lines to also move out of place. So we are reaching another offset here, and we got past the offset, and we can see there's quite a bit of buildup in the clay line, a little bit of standing water due to toilet paper, maybe a wet wipe that is currently in the sewer pipe, in the clay sewer line. Here we can continue to see more clay sewer lines. And typically sewer lines made of clay have a life expectancy of 30 to 50 years. Here we can still see that the sewer camera is running up against quite a bit of buildup. And we could also see that we have a bit of standing water here at the bottom of the clay pipe. It's going to be due to the buildup that's still lingering in the sewer line. Currently, we have not seen any root intrusion, any breaks, and we're about 60 feet from the cleanout located at the back of the house. So currently we are about 72 feet from the cleanout located behind the house, and we do recommend having an additional cleanout every 75 feet, 75 to 80 feet, and for every 100 feet there is a cleanout that will be required. So at this point we have yet to see another cleanout. One of the recommendations will be to add a cleanout every 75, 80 feet for typical maintenance, inspection, and or repairs. So currently we're about 85 feet from the cleanout, and we have not found any major root intrusion in the clay line. We have found a few offsets near the rear patio area of the property, but we haven't found any breaks, any damages, or root intrusion as we're making a turn here. Currently we're about the driveway, going down the driveway. This is where your sewer line will continue to drop. And as we can see, we do have a bit of standing water that is sitting on the bottom of that sewer pipe. So this is about the area where our camera is going to reach. Unfortunately, can't get past this point due to the reel not passing 120 feet. We will be making a recommendation to add a separate cleanout towards the front of the driveway area, towards the front of the garage. So now we're going to go ahead and return our sewer camera back to the cleanout location. So one of the recommendations we will be making will be to hydrojet all the buildup that we saw when we first introduced the sewer camera. You can see some more of that buildup at the top of the screen. That's going to be toilet paper, debris. We can see more of that debris there. And we also see the standing water, so to speak. We definitely want all the water running off. You can see some more of that debris there, kind of holding back a little bit of the water here at the right side of that screen. But there's definitely quite a bit of debris here in this sewer line, so hydrojetting will be a recommendation that we're making. There is too much buildup, too much debris in this line here. So we're going to continue to head back to the clean out location from where we started. Now the camera has somewhat leveled and we can see at the bottom of the screen that there is a bit of water there, partially due to the buildup. A lot of toilet paper. So this is the purpose of the hydrojet, is to flush all these things out, clean everything up so we can get a better flow of water. No restrictions in the sewer line. We can see that there's a bit of an offset right there, minor in type. We did see an offset as we ran our camera into the sewer line. So as we're returning back to the clean out, we should be getting a better view of that offset. Typically when we come back with the camera, we get a better view. The camera lens is cleaner and we're not pushing through debris. So there we have another bit of an offset here as well. At this point, these offsets appear to be minor in size. And now our camera has somewhat been submerged in the water. And this is where the other offset's going to be found. There we go. You can pretty much see that there is a big difference between that newer ABS pipe that was installed. And right now we got some water coming down from that ABS to the clay. So this area here was repaired at some point where somebody went ahead and installed newer ABS between the clay lines. The majority, if not pretty much all of your sewer line, is made up mostly of clay, except for this section here of ABS. But we can see that there is a significant offset found here. One of the recommendations that we will be making will be a spot repair to where we can excavate this section of the pipe and then bring it back to a level where it is aligned with the other clay line materials, so we don't have any areas with standing water. This can ultimately create backups, causing problems to the sewer line down the road. The location of this offset is going to be a little behind the other bathroom. And it appears that when the repairs were done here, when the installation of the newer ABS was performed, they did not use proper seals or properly compact the soil underneath this ABS pipe. And that's why we have the offset. So now we're also running a little bit of water, trying to test how the water flows at this point. We'll be flushing the toilets, running the showers. We kind of just want to get a better picture of how the water is going to flow and where the water is going to go, how much of it is going to sit and how much of it's going to flow. Currently we have a water line. I think this is going to be a toilet that was flushed. Obviously the water is going to fill this area of the offset, and we're going to have a little bit of standing water here because we can see that all the water is not flowing due to the offset. We're getting some standing water here. So these are the areas of concern. Once you realign these pipes, we shouldn't have any type of water that backs up or any type of water that sits and stands in this area. We should have a nice, easy flow of water being directed to the front of the house that will then be directed to the public sewer channel. Here we get a pretty good picture of how these ABS pipes are not aligned anymore. We're gonna move the camera back a little. You can see now the big difference between the clay and that ABS. They're in no way, shape, or form aligned. As you can see, the small area there needs to be corrected. That's how we should have a good flow of water. And now we're seeing the difference from those two materials, clay to ABS and ABS to clay. It's a pretty major offset. So we will go ahead and recommend a repair here, like we stated before. So again, we're gonna go ahead and run some more water. We're gonna kind of be able to see how that water is not flowing, just kind of sitting there. Here's the water coming in, and the water level there in this offset is going to rise a bit more. You can see some of the debris there as well, and it's just going to sit there. This water in no way should be here. It should just completely flow away from the sewer line. Also, while we were doing our sewer inspection, we were running water and flushing toilets to see how the water was flowing, testing the water flow and what have you. Now, while we flushed the toilet, as you saw there in the video, we came across something unusual. We were able to hear the echo of the toilet throughout the rear surface drains. Now, this is very unusual because your surface drains should in no way be connected to your sewer line. So at this point, we decided we'd run some water down the surface drains and check the camera to see if water was in any way going from the surface drain into the sewer line. So here you can see how water was crossing in from the surface drain where we put a hose and ran the water into the actual sewer line. So naturally, this is going to be considered a defect as well. Anytime you have a lot of water going down in through that storm drain, that can create additional debris, dirt, mud, water, what have you, ultimately causing backups. This is another test that we did. We went a little further out to the second or third surface drain, ran some water there. And as well, we see more water kind of trickling in from the surface drain. So this is going to be where you see the water is the area where you have the offset, the connection between the clay pipe and the ABS, where we determined that there was an issue. And we recommended a spot repair. So and then as we ran the camera towards the kitchen area, we could also see that the ABS sewer line has standing water. So we're going to, again, recommend hydrojetting. We're going to recommend a repair to the offset sewer line. And we're also going to recommend 2 cleanouts to the property. Furthermore, we also want to note that there was a very strong sewer smell in the kitchen area. This does conclude the sewer inspection. Please refer to our report for all of our findings and our recommendations. Thank you very much for using Certified Home Professionals for all your sewer inspection needs. Thank you.